Welcome again to Woman to Woman. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I am the voice for those who suffer in silence. Here we are continuing to talk about women in business in 2020, moving right on into 2021 with our special guests, Miss Kimara, Ramsey, and Sheryka, Alford. We appreciate you guys being here for part two as the conversation keeps going. I don't know how I got tangled up with these two, but hey, we here. We here now. Ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back. Yes, yes, and yes. 2020 has been what it is, but rather than looking at it from a negative mindset, I told myself, hey, it is all about opportunity. Where some people are saying crisis, some people are focusing on dead stuff, some people, their mind, they start and then they can't finish, or they give up on it, or they're just not committed to the process. All I've said to myself throughout 2020 is that this is opportunity. And guys, guess what? Yes, I've just released another book number 6 in 2020, Press Through 2020. It is a journal, a personal account of all or some. Of course, I couldn't give you everything, but I gave you some personal, intimate accounts of some of the challenges that I faced in 2020. And it started out with finances. You know, we think that because, we're women in business, or we see these other boss ladies out here crushing the game, that they don't have financial challenges. That could be the farthest from the truth. We still have everyday issues just like you. We are everyday women who have a dream. uh, we're stepping out, we're taking the risk, making it happen, even as life happens to us. So don't follow us so closely that you get so caught up in the image of our business and the image of things and what they look like, that you neglect to realize that we're human, living in this real time, in this real world, just like you. Yes, we're on the forefront. Yes, we're on the front of the line, but we're no different than you. We just took the risk and say, somebody's got to do it. Why not us? So I appreciate you ladies continuing to be here for this part two with me in this segment of Women in Business who made it through 2020, pressing right on in through 2021. What does that look like now that, hey, we're here in December, uh, moving right on out of December into the 2021? What does that look like for you, really, when you really take the time to look at it for what it is? Everything else that's going on, that's coming against not only our finances, but against our marriages, against our households, against our psyche, so to speak, because many times we even want to leave that out. If I tell you I haven't had some emotional punches inflicted on me in 2020, I'd be telling you a lie. More than that, I'd rather for you to attack my finances than my psyche, because when you attack my psyche, you wake up something very familiar inside of me. And so I've had to press through and overcome all those things. But I choose to look at this as opportunity. I choose to focus on the good. I choose to focus not on the death, but the memories that those loved ones that we lost have left, and the impression that they made in our lives. Because we came into 2020, Sheryka, you and we came into 2020 with loss right off the bat. And so from there, it's just spiraled all kinds of ways. And still here, even in December, we're still looking at loss. We're facing loss every day. Sicknesses are invading our families. And I know that for some women in business, they just let their business fall by the wayside. But for some of us, we're still pressing through, and we have a mind to continue to press through everything that we've gone through. What does 2021 look like for you guys?
2021. Okay. I'm riding on the skirt tails of Anntricia. I'm trying to get my book done. My goal was for 2020, but it beat me down a little bit, but I'm gonna give myself some grace because it's gonna be my first one and it's gonna be bomb. So y'all need to stay tuned for that for sure. Because I got some stories to tell up in here about the things that life tells us we're supposed to do that ain't really like that, right? Like it's not really like that. So definitely 2021, I'm about to really beat it down. I'm going to push myself probably harder than I ever have before. I'm very much a planner. I like planning. So I started thinking about my goals in like April, right? Like COVID had nothing to do with my goals. I was like, okay, well, whatever we don't do, we're gonna move over here, move this over here, and I'm good. So I do have some things that I'm doing. I write my goals down. I'm trying to get to a place where I'm writing my goals every day in my Jesus journal. So I said trying. I'm trying not to say trying no more.
You're still pressing through it, huh? You're still working toward it. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be writing my goals down. And what I did this year different, you guys, is that I actually started to plan for 10 years of goals. Right? I've never done that before. So that's gonna be big. Like I put out where I'm gonna be 10 years from now. What's that gonna look like? Because 10 years from now, I'm a completely different person. Like, am I really gonna get there? Like, am I gonna be that person? Yes, I am, because I'm putting it out there and we're gonna speak it into existence. So if you don't write
Yes.
your goals, you should write your goals for sure.
Lies, lies. Ain't right, nothing. Lies. Yes, but I definitely agree with you there. Even though it's not written on paper, and I know that so many say that that's just something that you should do. Um, I have a different kind of memory. I have a different type of I'm wired differently, and so even though it's not written, I can see it in the corners of my mind, and I
But
and
it's a
I and I
testimony
mhm.
later.
And I
But
continue to press toward that. But that's why I write the books. I write the books. Everything you want to know about me as far as my goals and what I'm pressing toward, oh, you can find it in the book because I wrote it and I made it plain. The vision is there, and I write them in real time. I release them in real time, and I hadn't sugarcoated anything. I haven't sugarcoated it for you. But one thing that is important to me is that I do think about legacy and I lead legacy, and I try to encourage other people to think likewise. I don't know what 10 years. I don't know what 10 minutes down the road looks like for me. But what I do know is if I'm living in the next 10 minutes or the next 10 days, the next 10 years, you can best believe that I'm gonna be pressing forward, putting one foot in front of the other, and who's ever connected to me, you ain't got no choice but just to get on board because I'm dragging you right on along because you are connected to greatness. When I win, you win, we all win. So, baby, it's just exciting that I continue to keep myself connected to awesome women like you guys and so many more that I've met in 2020. I have to thank 2020 for that, the connections that I made. And hey, we're just pressing forward. Sheryka, what does 2021 in the future looks like for you?
oh, for me, I'm gonna say more advertising and more books. It's so funny. I have the books. I think the books are more my comfort zone because it's just me and the laptop. My thoughts in the laptop. I'm good, but focus more so on promotions, promoting, and then start with the next. I have a children's series in mind for little tots, teaching financial literacy to the little people. You know, it can be done at their on their level. So, but I can't start that because I know me. I'll put so much focus into doing what's comfortable that I will neglect to do what I need to do. So it's a system for me. So 2021 is more promoting and getting started on those books. When you were talking about goals, of course, I do write mine out because I am that person, but I also love vision boards. I love to do vision boards. And another thing that I've done is on my bathroom mirror, you can write on your mirror with a dry erase marker and it won't harm it. You can erase it at any time. Um, from one of my mentors that I listen to on YouTube, uh, from his guidance, I put ask for wisdom, revere God, and thank God 100 times a day. So every time I come in the bathroom, I see that written on my mirror. And so, uh, you know, of course, I don't know if I get to the 100 times a day, but whatever number I do get to, just following those instructions. Like Kimara, you say you're going to write your goals every day. Just by me looking at that on my mirror every day, it just it helps me get through the day. So, but yeah, I'm all about writing goals, vision boards, and sharing with others, and community is very important. I know in the previous segment, Anntricia, you had mentioned something about the basically the lies that are told about women in business, especially Black women, or myths. I guess I shouldn't say
Yeah.
lie, but myths.
Lies.
Well, well, one of it is, Black women are unable to work together and we're angry Black women and catty.
Hmm.
That's not true, because had it not been for such a supporting, loving group of Black women, the book wouldn't be here. And also, the shops wouldn't be here. So that's not true. That's not true. There are positive groups of Black women, many different races of women, just women in general. We can work together and create positive, loving, nurturing environments with each other.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. When we get to ourselves and working on ourselves, and we can see things for what it is. Um, like I said, another thing that I realized with women in business that we were dealing with, and I see many have trouble with, is applying systems in their business. Applying systems. We're so consumed with what to post, when to post, how to post, and what we're going to say that it's taking so much of our time and so much of our time away from our families. And I think this is where early on that, especially when in the latter weeks where my husband wasn't working as much, when the season began to change and he was in the house more, uh, because I'm in front of the computer, that became an issue. Um, so, what systems, so to speak, can you find in business to apply to give back some of your time to not only doing things in your business that are productive and come from behind um, the screen, than to give back some of that time to your family? Because it is an issue for many women in business. They don't know the systems and how to apply them to their business to uh, captivate some more of their time. And so that has caused many of them to throw in the towel because it was consuming so much.
I'm gonna jump in here. So what I found is that again, the biggest thing for me is communication and transparency. Even if it's down to, listen, today is not laundry day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that today. And I had to say that to my husband, just this morning. I said, listen, I'm changing laundry day to Monday. Monday is going to be my day off unless it's the end of the month. So it's your job now to remember if it's the end of the month. Like, that's what I'm giving you. You have to respect that in the same capacity that I respect your position and what you do. It's establishing those clear-cut boundaries, because we work hard from home. You work harder from home than you do out of the house. Most people don't believe that until they've done it. And you
Absolutely.
expect that people in your house to just have that attitude of gratitude for how hard you're working, but they won't, because it looks like you're not doing anything. My
Well, I'm one of
11-year-old said the
those.
other
Let
day,
me
I
just
said,
say this. Uh, my attitude is mind your own business. And so this, How about you just go and mind your own business? And so this is, and guys, we just have to be real. How else is we gonna help other women if we're not being real? So yes, understanding that, and that no, this ain't not this day and not none other day is laundry day for me. But let me tell you, how about you just mind your own business? You know, and, and I know it's an attitude that we really have to get under. But guys, if I can't be real with you, what am I gonna do? Because there's some woman out here with a strong personality, just like me, that's out here trying to run her business. And not only that, but run her life and keep the family together, keep food on the table and whatever else. And all she want him to do is continue to bring that money in to keep the lights on, the roof over their head, and get out her face and leave her alone. So yeah, I just had to throw that in there. Woman, you ain't the only one. All our stories look different. And yes, that's her reality. But I just had to step in here to tell you my reality look just a little bit different. It do. I'm working on me. Pray for me. That's all. Pray for me. Yeah, but I'm not gonna disrupt you anymore. I'm finna mute my microphone and let you finish what you was gonna say.
And that, so that is perfectly fine. You're so crazy, love it. But that is true. Everybody's reality looks different, and I have my ages, right? The ages of my children are younger than Ann's, so my house looks a little different from hers. People look at me. I said the other day, Mondays are going to be my day off, and somebody said, day off from what? And I was like, what? Like what? Like what? Right? Like, boy, I'm gonna pull this car over, right? Like what? What you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And somebody had to gather him before I did, and he got his whole life together, and we okay with that now. We good with it. But you have to set clear boundaries. People don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you expect. They don't know how you feel. They don't know when you're really having a bad day, because they think working from home is cushy, and it's not. So you have to really be transparent, and really kind of keep a schedule that makes you feel satisfied with what you're doing in your business. I struggled with that in the beginning. I was trying to do all the things all the time, all day, every day. And then I found myself on this hamster wheel very quickly. It doesn't take long to find yourself on that hamster wheel. And I was like, hold up, you got to put yourself into a position where you're doing things that are, one, money generating, right? Because you're doing this because it is your income.
Make money. For sure.
And you want to make money, and as well make you feel good. So don't put something on your to-do list today that you're not going to get to, and then you're going to beat yourself up because you didn't get to it. Don't do that. Like, just recognize that emotion and say, I'm not going to do that today. I need to put that on tomorrow, right? And when it doesn't work, don't keep trying to do it when you've done it 5 times and it's not working. Put it down. Yeah. Put it down. Stop defeating the purpose because you're getting upset with yourself. So just put it down and move on. And then the other thing that I have found that's the largest, and we touched on this earlier, gotta find that quiet time. You gotta find that quiet time. If you don't pour into you, it's not gonna work. And that's I think that is the hardest thing for us as women, because we're nurturers, we're caregivers, we're just innately that way. And the amount that you're pouring into yourself is so little. It's like hearing, the drops in the bucket, and you're like, is the bucket full? Is the bucket full? The bucket not full yet? And you're wondering, but you're growing and you don't see it, but other people see it. That, I think, is the hardest part, but that is the most important part. That's what I would say. Sheryka, I'm interested and anxious to hear what you got to say, girl. What you got?
All those things that she said, ditto. No. No, scheduling, having a schedule. Got to have a schedule. And not only that, like Kimara did say, that communication. I have several signs that I keep on the back of my bedroom door. And Basically what it is, I have signs for quiet, recording in session, do not disturb, resting, just different signs. And whatever sign I know that I need to put up at whatever moment, the family already knows, hey, the sign's on the door, handle yourselves accordingly. Because if you don't, there's going to be a problem. So I think, yeah, just keeping that schedule and letting your family know, um, hey, this is my sign, this is what it means. And a big problem for me, an obstacle that I had to overcome, is being mindful of those self-imposed deadlines. So, there are things that I have scheduled, and like Kimara said, don't put it on the schedule if you know you're not going to get done. Well, when I put it on the schedule, it's like, hey, it's on the schedule, I intend on doing it, so that's why it's there. But I do have to pull back from time to time and just say, hey, is this something that is extremely necessary? And if it doesn't happen, will the world fall apart? Is it just me that feels that this needs to happen at set time, or is it absolutely necessary? And just recognizing what's absolutely necessary versus what's just nice to have done at that time.
Hey, look, I also have a sign,
I don't want to know what your sign says.
and it's called my face. It's called my face. So depending on what face you get when you say something or when you enter the room, yeah, it so then you that tells you exactly what time it is. No, guys, I thank you guys for sharing that, because that was some good information though. Because many women, hey, we're juggling everything. We're trying to hold it down, and we would think that we would get a pat on the back or for some understanding, a little bit of grace, but honey, they're not going to give us anything that we're not giving ourselves. And so I think that's what took a lot of my time in the beginning. I was trying to learn systems that I could put in place that could could help me stay visible, help me maintain this business, and still not give up on what's important, which is his family, who desires my attention. Kids grown, but honey, kids still want attention. Kids grown, husband grown, but they still want to eat. And if they can't cook, guess what? You have to make time to put in 3 meals a day, all throughout the months. We was hoping that this was going to blow over and that things were going to change, but I'm an advocate for feeding my family and making sure that they're eating healthy meals. We're not eating out. We're not going through the drive-through. We don't want what is that, coming to the door dropping off food and going and beep beep and they dropping pizza in your trunk and all that. No, we ain't doing all that. I'm sorry. Not at this residence. So there are some things for me, for my family, that are important. But when we're trying to learn this thing, and like so many of you are coming into 2020 trying to learn this thing. And so when I did learn it, it was also important for me to teach other people what it is to learn and apply systems in your business. Those systems save you. They save you time. They save you frustration. They save your marriage. they save your households. So when you find a system that works for you, by all means, apply it. Talk to other women in business. Um, just because they look like and we look like we got it all together, hey, we've had to learn some things along the way. So as we're wrapping up our topic on Woman to Woman, talking about women in business who made it through 2020, pressing right on into 2021, please share with us, because we haven't even talked, we've only briefly mentioned about your businesses. Right now, I want to for you to grab your products and let's share with these women the type of business that you have, and maybe some opportunities that you have for them to jump on board in 2021 to make it happen, to have another stream of income for them and their families as well. So go ahead, whoever wants to jump in first, go right ahead and go with it.
Okay, I guess I'll go. So what I have available again is Can you see? Okay. Many money lessons for teens, the little guide that sparks big discussions. And this is for parents, teachers, mentors, anyone who knows a teenager or a young adult. Not only does it provide tips for handling money, like basic wise tips for handling money, one component of this is it encourages the discussion, the dialogue between the teens and the adults. So at the end of each chapter, there are questions, self-reflective questions. There are also action items and discussion topics. So what I would suggest is for the parent to read the book and the teen. And if the parent doesn't have time, that's fine, because if the teen's reading the book, he or she is going to come to the parent and say, hey, what methods do you use to handle our household finances? And so basically, this book will start these conversations. And my hope is that, we talk to our kids about sex, we talk to them about drugs, we talk to them about don't hang out with the wrong crowd. We talk to them about this all the time. But having the money talk on a regular basis, that is vitally important, because at some point, that child is going to grow up, leave home, and then they're going to have to figure out how to make a living and what to do, and it's better that they know in advance before we send them off on their own. So many money lessons for teens. The paperback is available on Amazon. The ebook's also available through Barnes and Nobles, Apple Bookstore, and other major retailers, so pick it up.
Sheryka, I love that. I love that. I remember years ago, I'm dating myself for real. Like, we used to have to take a class, and I learned how to balance a checkbook. I think I was like a sophomore in high school. They don't even offer that anymore, which is so crazy to me. Um, my oldest is 20, and I was letting him know he had loaned a friend some money, and he's like, Mommy, but he didn't give me the money back, and I said, listen, this is what I need you to understand at a very young, vital age of 20. Money relationships make people feel uncomfortable. You have to understand that. And as your mother, it is my job to make sure that you have a healthy relationship with money. If you don't explain to your child that money makes some people feel uncomfortable based on how much they have or don't have, it changes the dynamic of a relationship. It's no different than, somebody who has a different religion from you, or, has a car and you don't. It changes the dynamic of the relationship. So I'm so glad you put that out there for the young people, because that's so super important. People need to know that. They need to know that. So for me, I am a business owner of a beauty, health, and wellness company called It Works Global. My flagship product is the Ultimate Body Wrap Applicator. This is how our company was started 20 years ago. If you were on my Facebook page, you have seen me wrap several times, right? Yesterday, I wrapped my hips. I couldn't show you all that. But we have such an amazing line, which is our signature Ultimate Body Wrap Applicator. My Skinny Brew coffee, which y'all hear me talk about all the time. So if you're a coffee drinker, you will want this, but you have to be a heavy coffee drinker. I've had people say, yeah, I'm a coffee drinker, and they drink their Skinny Brew and they talk about something. I was jittery, but I asked you if you drink espresso and you said yes. So if you're not an espresso drinker, we're going to switch you to keto coffee, but you would need to reach out to me for that. And then we have our Sleepy Tea, which has magnesium and melatonin in it. Everything on my product line, which is over 40 plus products, is non-GMO, vegan friendly, and all natural. Everything is plant-based and designed to assist everyone in some type of health need. Everything was created based on the needs of our founding family, which is located here in Florida, where I am. Our corporate office is also in Florida. And if you become a loyal customer with me, I'm always able to offer you 40% off, which is super important because you get that price for life. You don't get that with a lot of other companies. You're locked in for life, and you get the option, which is what I tell all my loyal customers. It's like a grocery list. You're not committed to the same product every month. You can try different things and see what works for you. I'm really your go-between. I am your personal shopper, if you will. And we share those health goals, right? Go back to the goals. What are you trying to do? How are you trying to really stay committed to something that you said you were going to do? How do you really finish, right? Are you really going to finish this journey? So that's where I am. You can find me on Kimara's Corner at Facebook, Instagram. Support me a little bit on TikTok. I think I got like 5 followers over there, but I'm getting my whole life, y'all. I'm out here being grown with everybody else.
I gotta learn TikTok first. I have not used TikTok yet.
All right, Sheryka.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
on
gonna bring you.
I'll have my daughter follow you.
Yes. All right,
Hey.
ladies, again, we thank you for being here as our special guest host here on the Woman to Woman Show. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. Go and find these ladies on social media, follow them, connect with them, learn from them, and let's make it happen together. Until next time, mm, 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 mm.